They come from Central America, Europe, the Middle East, South America, and the cradle of the Caribbean. 5 nations competing in South Florida, USA. For them, this isn't just baseball. This is passion, this is pride, and this is a city that will be rocking to the beat of international baseball. This is Miami, Florida, and this is the World Baseball Classic 2026 preview, Pool D. Miami, a city that isn't just host of the World Baseball Classic, it's a city that embodies it. From the shimmer of a sunrise over South Beach to the rich history that pulses through the streets of Little Havana, this is a place where every corner tells a story. A melting pot bridging the Latin American cultures of North and South America with a dash of panache found on the French Riviera. A tropical paradise appropriately nicknamed Magic City. It's also a big-time baseball town. Here, the game is woven into the fabric of life, where heroic stories of days past
have won the World Series,
or new ones of their beloved Marlins.
This book is far from being written,
are shared over a few strong cups of Café Cubano. And for all 3 rounds of the 2026 World Baseball Classic, international baseball fans from around the world will converge on Miami and join the carnival-like atmosphere at Lone Depot Park. The colors of the game are brighter here. The cheers, perhaps louder. The passion, it's hotter than the South Florida midday sun. Because in Miami, baseball isn't just a sport, it's a celebration. The stage is set. The lights are on. Miami is ready, and they better be, because the World Baseball Classic, it's on its way to the 305. The favorite of Pool D is the Dominican Republic. Skipper Albert Pujols will undoubtedly field one of the most formidable lineups in Classic history, who also enter the tournament with a major chip on their shoulders after failing to get out of the first round in the 2023 tournament. There's a case to be made that the best first, second, and third basemen in the major leagues will take the field for the Dominicans, with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ketel Marte, and Manny Machado all set to suit up. Guerrero is coming off a stellar season where he hit 23 homers and 84 RBIs and took it to another level in the postseason, hitting .397 with 8 homers and 15 RBIs.
There's a fly ball to deep left center field, headed back there. It is gone. Vlad Jr. gives the Jays the lead.
Over at third and back for his third Classic is 7-time All-Star Manny Machado.
It's gone! Man, oh man, oh Manny!
With Ray Slugger Junior Caminero also joining the lineup, either spelling Machado at third or stepping in at DH. And it's not as if shortstop is a problem. Geraldo Perdomo is ready to make his WBC debut, fresh off his breakout MVP caliber season. Taking it to the outfield, opponents might be looking at the 3 best outfielders in the game, not named Aaron Judge. How about Juan Soto, Julio Rodriguez, and Fernando Tatis Jr.? Though just 27, Soto has been one of the best players in the game for the last decade and is back at the Classic looking to do major damage. The Mariners' Rodriguez also returns to the tournament. His dynamic play in center and power at the plate is sure to have fans in Miami on the edge of their seats.
Julio on the run to the 1 track, dives, slides, and he makes an incredible catch.
And Tatis Jr. makes his Classic debut, bringing his all-world talent along with him. When we take a look at the pitching staff, the DR rolls out a strong set of arms. 2022 National League Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara is back at the Classic. Look for him to feed off hometown energy. Joining him is Luis Severino and Christopher Sanchez, adding more all-star pedigree to an already star-studded cast. Add in a shutdown bullpen, and it's easy to see why the Dominican Republic is a favorite to bust out of Pool D and head off to the knockout rounds with a serious chance of winning it all. Joining the stacked Pool D is Team Netherlands. The 2023 Classic ended in frustration for the Dutch, who were eliminated in the first round on a tiebreaker. This team has been a consistent global force for over a decade, and they arrive at this Classic with a veteran core and elite young talent. It's a squad that just may be their most dangerous yet. The engine of the team is a world-class middle infield. Five-time Silver Slugger and two-time World Series champ Xander Bogaerts. He's flanked by Braves switch-hitting veteran Ozzy Albies. The explosive Braves veteran is bringing stellar defense and a bat that's been known to deliver the long ball. Albies' teammate Jurickson Profar is also back to represent the kingdom, adding yet another dangerous veteran bat. The real game changer for the Netherlands could be young defensive wizard Ceddanne Rafaela. The Red Sox center fielder arrives in Miami fresh off a Gold Glove season. And veteran leader Didi Gregorius will also suit up for the kingdom for his third World Baseball Classic. The starting pitching focuses on World Baseball Classic legend Chiron Martis. Martis turned in an all-time tournament moment in 2006 when he tossed a no-hitter. At the closer's role, one of the best to ever do it, Kenley Jansen. Jansen returns to anchor the bullpen, bringing a world of experience when it comes to turning the lights out on opposing offenses. At the helm of the squad is newly inducted Hall of Famer Andrew Jones, who will skipper a team that seems to have all the components to punch a ticket to the quarters. Now for some World Baseball Classic trivia. Which team made it through the World Baseball Classic with a perfect, undefeated record? Is it Team USA, Team Dominican Republic, or Team Puerto Rico? The answer when we come back. We asked you which team made an undefeated run through the tournament. The answer is the Dominican Republic, who went undefeated in 2013. Joining Japan as the only team to go unbeaten at a World Baseball Classic. Now back to our team previews. Up next, Venezuela. The 2023 World Baseball Classic remains a bittersweet chapter for Venezuelan baseball, a tournament where they dominated Pool D, only to see their title hopes evaporate. But as the 2026 Classic arrives, that disappointment has been replaced by optimism. Team Venezuela is back in Miami, back in Pool D, and looking to win the Classic. The roster is anchored by some of the game's most established stars, and it starts with Ronald Acuna Jr., the 2023 NL MVP. Acuna remains one of the tournament's most lethal weapons, capable of changing a game on the base paths with his blazing speeds or a single swing.
Ronald Acuna lifts it high and deep to left center, and she is long gone.
Behind the plate, the captain, Salvador Perez. The Kansas City Royals veteran is a 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, and Clemente Award winner. Salvi returns for his fourth Classic and is the unquestionable heartbeat of El Vinotinto. Also suiting up for Venezuela, Eugenio Suarez, one of the premier sluggers who's coming off another season of elite power numbers. In 2025, Gino launched 49 homers, punishing opposing pitching on his way to eclipsing 300 home runs for his career. Three-time batting champion Luis Arraez will also be in the lineup. Yet another table setter for a team looking to dominate Pool D. The team's veteran power is complemented by youth, particularly Jackson Chourio. The Brewers' phenom has incredible range, speed, and the power to change a game in an instant. Look for him to make a splash in his Classic debut. Add to the mix 3-time All-Star Gleyber Torres and 2-time All-Star William Contreras. This Venezuelan lineup gives no reprieve to opposing pitchers. On the mound, the rotation led by Pablo Lopez and Ranger Suarez. Lopez brings the heat, but also packs a dynamite sweeper. Suarez is another peak arm for Venezuela, a primetime playoff pitcher posting a sub-1.50 ERA in 11 career postseason outings. In 2026, Venezuela has moved past the dark horse label They're not just looking to get out of Pool D, they're hoping to bring home the trophy. Team Israel enters 2026 looking to uncork the magic they found in 2017. A perfect 4-0 start that catapulted them to the Final Eight.
This magic carpet ride continues for Israel.
Setting the tone will be Harrison Bader, a Gold Glove presence with speed on the base paths. He has the ability to turn the tide in big games, especially when roaming the outfield. Anchoring the pitching staff is Baltimore Oriole Dean Kramer, the first Israeli-born player drafted in MLB history. The right-hander leads the rotation with command. He was Team Israel's best pitcher in the 2023 tournament, and when Kramer takes the ball, Israel is looking for him to dominate. Then there's Spencer Horwitz, fresh off a 2025 debut season with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And there's a drive to right center field. He can watch it, his first Pirate home run. Spencer Horwitz.
Use those hands on that one. No doubter.
Horwitz returns to Team Israel, lengthening the lineup and ready to be back under the bright lights of the Classic. Bottom line for Team Israel, expect solid defense from a team that will rely on timely hitting. They've surprised before at the tournament and are looking to do the same in 2026. Rounding out Pool D is Team Nicaragua. The squad is led by legendary World Series winning manager Dusty Baker. His bench experience can't be overlooked, and he'll need to pull all the right strings to help his team make noise in a dangerous Pool D. Nicaragua earned their spot in the Classic by running the table in last year's 4-team qualifier held in Taipei. The second-time Classic competitors delivering 2 dramatic extra-inning walk-off wins on their thrilling road to the 26 tournament.
Nicaragua, the walk-off capital of the World Baseball Classic qualifier.
For Nicaragua to claim its first ever win at the Classic, Brewers pitching prospect Carlos Rodriguez will need to bring his best stuff. Rodriguez is a right-hander who showed off his good stuff in the 2023 Classic and can either start, bridge, or close out games with mid-90s heat and a nasty changeup.
Guys, how about the movement on that pitch? This is filthy.
Mark Vientos is bringing the Central American squad some much-needed pop in the lineup. This guy has power and has proved it on the biggest stage, blasting 27 homers in the 2024 MLB season. The New York Mets third baseman punishes mistakes and demands attention in the heart of the order. For Nicaragua, success starts with keeping games close and cashing in when it counts. Under their legendary manager, their team is more than capable of playing spoiler in the tournament's group of death. Albert Pujols remembers as a little boy in the Dominican Republic, he just wanted to be a professional baseball player. He never thought this dream was going to come true. Not only did he become a big leaguer, but also one of the greatest to ever play the game and a Hall of Famer in waiting for his first ballot induction in 2028. Pujols was devastating on the diamond.
Pujols has given St. Louis the lead. A dramatic, towering 3-run home run.
And was the juggernaut powering the St. Louis Cardinals to 2 World Series titles.
World champions, St. Louis Cardinals.
More than 21 years after homering in his first major league home at bat, the 3-time National League MVP went deep in his final regular season home at bat, finishing with 703 long balls, good for 4th most all time. Inspired and filled with pride, Albert Pujols played for the Dominican Republic in the first World Baseball Classic in 2006, finishing the tournament with a stellar .483 on-base percentage, and of course, he hit a home run.
Crushes one, deep left field, forget it.
Pujols has always been a great ambassador for the international game, a role model boosting pride and inspiring future generations of players and people in his community. Over the years, he has used his foundation to support the less fortunate in the DR and USA. For his efforts, he was honored with the prestigious Roberto Clemente Award. It's been more than a decade since the Dominican Republic won the World Baseball Classic Championship, and their star-studded squad experienced a shocking first-round elimination in 2023. Now, as a beloved national hero, Albert Pujols has a chance to take the Dominican Republic out of Pool D with hopes of leading a hard-charging, high-octane run to the final. Back with some World Baseball Classic trivia. Okay, which player has appeared in the first 5 World Baseball Classics? Is it Venezuela's Miguel Cabrera, Puerto Rico's Yadier Molina, or Team USA's Ryan Presley? The answer coming up. So we asked you, who is the only player to appear in the first 5 World Baseball Classics? The answer is Miguel Cabrera. The Venezuelan legend represented his country in every tournament from 2006 to 2023. When we talk about modern World Baseball Classic lore, you have to talk about Miami. No city is more intertwined with this tournament's global identity, and no city has hosted more defining games in recent years. Lone Depot Park is Miami in architectural form. Sleek lines, modern retractable roof, and a playing surface that's fast, precise, and built for action. But what makes Miami home of the Classic isn't just the venue, it's the city itself, with a dynamic Latin fan base that has become a force all its own. And no nation has benefited more from that energy than the Dominican Republic. Twice, the Dominicans have run the table here, sweeping through pool play in 2013 and 2017, while delivering some of the most electric performances in Classic history. Perhaps the most unbelievable game in 2017.
The throw to the plate. Mercado's out, and we're going to extra innings.
The Dominicans and Puerto Rico have both used this magic energy to drop the heavily favored Americans twice inside Miami city limits. But Miami hasn't been a total house of horrors for the Americans.
David Wright with a walk-off knock. And Team USA moves on to the semis.
Then in 2017, Team USA punched through Miami with wins over Colombia and Canada, fueling a run that led to their first world title. And in 2023, Lone Depot Park made history, hosting a record 15 games, the most ever for a single Classic. Team USA fed off that big stage energy, taking down Cuba in the semifinals to reach the championship game for the second straight tournament. Miami served as the backdrop for an unprecedented global showdown starring Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, 2 generational icons locking eyes under the brightest lights the Classic has ever seen.
Trout strikes out swinging.
What an ending to an all-time tournament.
This is a city built for the biggest sports moments. And now, in 2026, Miami is poised to deliver again. In the Dominican Republic, baseball has come to symbolize a dream, hope, and excellence. In other words, baseball is a big deal. And it's glaringly apparent in the city of San Pedro de Macorís. There is an argument to be made that per capita, this city of approximately 217,000 residents is home to one of the largest sources of baseball talent in the world, as more than 100 players have reached the major leagues from here. There was a time when shortstop in the majors was largely made up of players from San Pedro de Macorís. Try these names on for size: Tony Fernandez, Rafael Ramirez, Mariano Duncan, and Jose Offerman. It was no exaggeration that their hometown came to be nicknamed the cradle of shortstops. Take a broader look at the Dominican Republic and the phenomenon becomes even more staggering. As the largest exporter of talent, its gifts to the baseball world have included some of the best players the game has ever seen. In total, approximately 900 Dominican-born players have made it to the major leagues, the most from any foreign country. Beginning with George Bell in 1987, Dominican-born players have won a total of 7 MVPs and 5 Cy Young Awards, starting with Pedro Martinez in 1997.
He struck him out.
5 Dominicans are on the walls of the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown: Juan Marichal, Martinez, Vladimir Guerrero Sr., David Ortiz, and Adrian Beltre, with Albert Pujols in the waiting room. And yet, when it comes to the World Baseball Classic, surprisingly, the Dominican Republic has had its ups and downs. After getting knocked out in the semifinals of the inaugural tournament, Team DR suffered a shocking first-round elimination in 2009. But in 2013, the Dominicans went on a run for the ages, streaking to the championship with a perfect 8-0 record, beating Puerto Rico in the final.
Rodney, the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Mission accomplished. The Dominican Republic, the World Baseball Classic champions.
This, surprisingly, has been their only Classic title. Once again, the roster for this March's Dominican Republic team will be loaded and will be mentioned, along with Japan and the U.S., as one of the favorites to win the tournament. The greatest challenge for manager Albert Pujols will be finding space on the roster for all those who want to represent their country. A country that lives and breathes baseball and is anxious to take home another World Baseball Classic. Pool D play begins March 6th in Miami. The two teams that move on to the knockout round are sure to face a tough opponent going up against Pool C's advancing squads. Scan here for roster updates and game schedules, or visit worldbaseballclassic.com.